How's it going? Maybe Hunter here. So I want to talk about the new Superman movie, Superman 2025. Um, I watched it. And I'm not to watch it again. Um, I didn't like what they did with Superman. I mean, I am a Superman fan, and I was hyped for this movie. But when I watched it, like I was just disappointed and with what they did with Superman. Like they basically what made Superman be a little too human, and compared to the other Superman films that I have seen that I actually do enjoy, like Man of Steel, Superman 1, Superman 2, Superman 3, never seen Superman Returns, but Superman 4, Batman v Superman, I'm not gonna count that, because I'm gonna talk about Superman in general, but you do want me to count that, then Batman v Superman, the Justice League, the new Justice League, like, every Superman movie that I have seen is good. And it's the formula that they use. Every Superman movie has a different formula. But when you look at Superman, Superman is supposed to be invisible. But in this new movie, right, Superman loses a fight and falls into cell. He just hit up the 83%, I think. He goes back and just beat up again. Thankfully, he's losing. And even with the amount of fun that Superman did do with this movie, it didn't feel like, at least to me, it didn't feel legitimate. It didn't feel like he barely did any fighting, and even when he did fight, it was definitely aimed like other heroes to help him. Now, at the end of this movie, well, he just goes to Lex Luthor at the beginning that wrong with him. He goes to Lex Luthor and just talks to him. Meanwhile, Jimmy Olsen is punching in article publicly that gets out there, and that is how Lex Luthor gets to go to jail. Superman did nothing. I do feel like this Superman, when I think of like all the other movies, this Superman, this isn't for me. It's a little too weird, like down, it's a little too grounded. And I get that they wanted to do something different with Superman. But like, don't make Superman so grounded that he can't fight back. It was in the beginning of the movie, when he goes back to far, like, don't make it so he just loses it to beat up again. Once Superman's healed up, different has to fight back. That's something that I wish they would have this. When left turns, when turns winning Superman kind of fight back in the beginning, but he returned to where the fight is. But they don't do that, and it kind of upsets me that they didn't give Superman a chance to fight back in the beginning. And also, so Superman always has to have help. People try to help him in a fight, but in the beginning of the movie, he could get up himself and walk to the Forest of Solitude. He has to have his dog take him there. Really? Well, what kind of warning is that? What I get Vito is Superman's dog, but when when you keep using when Vito does helps Superman, it's like what's the warning process for this? Because if I was to make a Superman movie, and I'm being legitimate here, I'm being real and honest, I would not take away a lot from Superman. I would make him more real. I wouldn't ground him to the level that everybody else is on. I would want him what makes Superman himself. And we barely even won on every Superman movie that I've seen. He said to us. He was said to us from Krypton. But this movie was he just what? Loses a banner, then hands up, goes back to town to lose again. And then a civilian, somebody, he runs to help Superman get up. You can't be serious. Is this not good writing? This movie is not me. This Superman is not my cup of tea. I did not like it. I saw it. I was hot for it to come out and for it to come to TV. I was hot when it came to TV, so I could watch it. Shit. I was got a new Superman movie. I'm hyped. What up? What's he done? They done and kill Superman the same. And they don't do what they don't do. And what they did was they grounded Superman down to being to human now. When you think of Superman 2, when he loses his powers, that makes sense. It makes sense for Superman to be really human because he lost his powers in Superman 2. And when in Superman 2, he does get his powers back. But that's the only obsessing for him to be really human. That is the exception there. In this Superman movie, he has all his powers, but he is grounded. He is still human. And I hate that. I just don't think that they did Superman justice. And I would even talk about all the other Superman movies in the entire video. But I just thought that this would be a good movie. And when it's a right movie, I didn't like what they did with Superman. Like I said, this Superman is not for me. I don't know what they decided to do to Superman, but it's kind of to the point that I hope they don't do another one. I'm hoping that DC doesn't do anything remotely. If they do another Superman movie, I hope that they don't do what they did to Superman. Because they ruined Superman. Superman is part of my childhood. I'm a Superman fan, like I said. I think Superman 1, 2, 3, 4, Batman v Superman, the Justice League, the new Justice League. I really think what those and all of those Superman in all of these movies makes sense to me. Batman v Superman, the only time that Superman was really down as a man is when in his fight with Batman, when Batman is kryptonite. The wicked Superman. That's another exception of making Superman down to being one human. That's the other exception I can come to. But in this movie, don't know. It makes no sense to have him be so grounded to us that he can't do anything. So you were thinking, can that be too harsh on this Superman movie? Well, that's your opinion. This is my opinion on the movie. But in your opinion may be different than mine. Just for me, I'd rather go back and watch every other Superman movie other than this new one. Superman 1, Superman 2, 3, 4, maybe even Superman Returns, which I have not seen. Batman v Superman, the Justice League, it just, all those movies that I just named, I feel like I would want to go back and watch all those than watch this new Superman movie that came out this year. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you in my next video.